Welcome to the Actually I Can Female Entrepreneur podcast. I am your host, Kayleigh Greenacre, a business strategist, coach, TEDx speaker, author, and your go-to woman for all things business strategy. I am obsessed with supporting female entrepreneurs to grow unstoppable six and multi-six-figure businesses that they love, giving them the freedom and life that they desire. During this podcast, I'll be sharing with you everything that you need to become a successful female entrepreneur, from the mindset shifts to sales and marketing strategies, and how to become an iconic leader that people can't get enough of. It is my mission to help you stand out, attract your dream clients and customers, and sell out of your offers with ease whilst building the business and life of your dreams. Let's make this your reality, ladies. Hello, ladies, and welcome to another episode of Actually I Can, the Female Entrepreneur podcast. And this week, I'm diving into how to build an evergreen buyer pipeline that runs on autopilot. So I want to start this episode off by asking you this question. Have you ever felt like you're constantly in a cycle of chasing leads, chasing clients, chasing sales? You wake up and first thing you do is you check your phone, refresh your inbox, you scroll your DMs, hoping that someone's actually ready to buy from you. And if no one is, you start worrying, where is my next client coming from? What else do I need to do today to get the sales? If that is you, then this is the episode for you. Because it is exhausting. It feels like feast or famine. You know, you have good months where you're hustling like crazy, and then quiet months when you're questioning everything. But what if, instead of chasing, you had a system running in the background? Something that brought in aligned clients, you nurture them and convert them without you needing to actually be on all of the time. And that's what we call an evergreen buyer pipeline. And that's what we're going to be breaking down today. So by the end of today's episode, you will know the exact steps to start building an evergreen pipeline that runs on autopilot. So you can stop chasing and start attracting your ideal dream clients every single day. Okay, so let's start off by actually talking about what a buyer pipeline actually is. Let's strip this back. So a lot of people think that a pipeline is just a list of leads, but honestly, that's not enough. Having a list of names or email addresses doesn't mean anything if those people aren't actually being moved closer to becoming buyers. Now, an evergreen buyer pipeline is a journey. It's a path someone takes from the very first time they discover you to when they trust you, to when they're ready to buy, and then when they actually buy again. And when it's set up properly, it's like a flow of people always moving through the different stages, which means you're not starting from scratch every single time you want to sell something like you do in a launch. So you've always got something entering, or someone entering, should I say, and someone in the nurture stage, and then someone ready to buy. So you have that constant flow of people. So think about it like this. This is a really, really good way to look at it. The entry point is the door that they walk through. So imagine this is your front door. The entry point is that door. The nurture phase is your hallway. So once they've gone through the door, they're in the hallway, and that's the nurture phase where you build that connection and that trust. And then the offer is the destination. So that's the room they've walked towards. So that might be your lounge, your kitchen, your dining room at the back of the house. And once they're inside, you can open another door to a bigger transformation, which is how you create repeat clients. Now, this is the foundation of consistent sales. It's what turns your business from unpredictable into something sustainable that you can continue to grow, that you can continue to have clients and sales coming into your business all of the time. So let's break this down into the different steps so that it's really clear in terms of how to create this entire pipeline. Now, the very first step is the entry point. As we've just said, it's kind of like the door. So this is how people find their way into your world. Now, a lot of people get this wrong because they either don't have an entry point at all, or they just post on social media and hope that people slide into their DMs, or they might have a freebie that's so generic it doesn't actually do anything for their audience. Now, your entry point has one job: to solve a specific problem for your ideal client in a way that feels like a quick win. Now, that could be a free training that actually shifts their perspective. It could be a PDF or a workbook that gives them clarity on something that's been confusing them. It could be a mini challenge that builds momentum. But it can't just be fluff. It has to be real value in itself. And if they walk away thinking, wow, this is something that she's giving for free, imagine what I'd get if I paid her, then you have nailed it. So for example, for me, my own entry point is the Iconic Sales Experience, which is a 3-part online mini course. It's not just motivational, it is packed with strategy that actually gets people selling daily. And because it's valuable, people trust me more and they're curious about what comes next. So ask yourself, what's the one result your dream client desperately wants? And how can you give them a taste of that in your freebie? Okay, so that is step 1 at the doorway. So step 2 is nurturing without pressure. Now, once someone enters your world, what happens next? This is where most people lose people. They either ghost their audience completely or they jump straight into here's my offer and buy from me. Now, if someone just found you, they're not ready to drop thousands of pounds on a program the next day. They need to get to know you. They need to feel safe with you. And this is what we call the nurture phase. And it's where trust is built. So what does nurture actually look like? It's the content and the communication that happens between them finding you and them being ready to buy. And there are 3 things you want to do here. Number 1, you want to mirror their emotional reality. So show them that you get it. Talk about the exact thoughts, feelings, and struggles that they're experiencing. Number 2 is share proof. So this could be stories from your own journey. It could be client results. It could be examples that make them believe that this works. And then number 3 is give small wins. So share tips, share strategies, or reframes that actually make them feel like they're already moving forwards just by being connected to you. Now, you don't need hundreds of emails or endless content calendars. You just need to have 3 to 5 solid emails, nurturing emails that do those 3 things. And then you've already built more trust than most entrepreneurs out there. Because the people who are wanting to buy from you, it's almost as if they just need that permission. They need to feel like investing in you is natural, is safe, is exciting, and is the next step. Okay, so that is step 2. That is the nurture phase. Step 3 is make the right offer. So let's talk about the conversion piece. Making this right offer. Now, this is where quite a lot of people get a little bit nervous. They don't want to come across too salesy. I'd love to know if you kind of feel that you sometimes become too salesy. So they either hold back, they hide their offer, they might not talk about it enough, or they swing the other way and pitch so hard that it feels too pushy. Now, your offer should never feel like a random leap. It should feel like the obvious next step in the journey that you've been walking them through. So, for example, if your freebie helps someone get clarity on their ideal client, the next logical step might be a program that helps them create content that speaks to that client. If your freebie helps them start selling, the next logical step is potentially a program that helps them sell consistently. Okay, so see how that works. The offer is just a continuation of the journey. In my own business, just as an example, someone that goes through the Iconic Sales Experience, which is my freebie that I talked about earlier, and then the next step is joining Unstoppable, where we actually build out the evergreen ecosystem that creates sales on repeat. It's seamless in that way. So instead of thinking, how do I sell this thing? Think, how do I make my offer feel like the obvious continuation of what they're already started with me? Okay, so it's really, really important to get that right by making the right offer, not coming across pushy or salesy, and making sure it's clear that it's the obvious step. So it all flows really, really clearly as an entire pipeline. Okay, so that is step 3. And the final part of this is what I call the bonus. It's all about repeat buyers. Once someone buys from you, don't stop nurturing them. They've already said yes once, which means they're more likely to say yes again if you have the right offer. So this is where your ecosystem comes in. Everything is evergreen. Instead of creating random one-off offers, think about how you can guide someone through a series of transformations. Maybe they start with your freebie, then they come into a group program, then you offer them some private coaching before they then join the mastermind. Or they might buy your course, then come into your membership, and then your high ticket offer. Your best clients are usually the ones who have already invested in you. So make sure your pipeline isn't just about getting new buyers, but also about serving your current ones. Okay, so let's just wrap this up. So the buyer pipeline is about creating that flow. Okay, so number one, just remember you create an entry point that solves a real problem. That freebie is your perfect opportunity to attract them and to really show them that you have an incredible solution and transformation for them. Number two is you nurture without that pressure. So you build that trust, you give the value, and you show the proof. Number three, you make the offer the natural next step. Remember, it has to feel natural, like it is the next step from where they started with you in this pipeline. And number four, you keep the people in the pipeline so they can buy from you again and again. Now, when you do this, you stop worrying about when your next client is going to come or when the next sale is going to come. And instead, you have a system that actually brings you in aligned buyers to you into your world consistently. Now, if this episode resonated with you, then share it on your stories, tag me, or send me a DM. I'd love to hear what you are focusing on to build your evergreen pipeline. Now, if you're ready to create a business where you do make sales on repeat through your evergreen buyer pipeline, then DM me the word sales today. Because inside the Iconic Era movement, we don't just teach you how to sell. We build iconic leaders who activate their audience and lead their industry, creating ultimate freedom and wealth. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast, and I will see you all again next time. Thank you for tuning in to the Actually I Can Female Entrepreneur Podcast with me, your host, Kayleigh Greenacre. If you are ready to build, grow, and scale your dream six-figure or multi-six-figure business, then head to our website now for more information or connect with me on socials to see how you can create your dream business and dream life.